topics that happened in 2022. Let's go to the freshest subject. We got Tory Lanez in jail. In jail.
Them sides are deep.
Yeah, he's in jail. He's been convicted of. Who knows more about this?
I do.
All right, let's talk about it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, no. So Tory Lanez was indicted on 3 counts of possession of a firearm, gross negligence, and I think it was assault with a deadly weapon, if I'm not mistaken. For one, I just want to come off and say justice for Meg the Stallion.
What?
This is a very touchy subject. I just want to say, in lieu of all of the recent evidence that has came to light today, in fact, where the court, the call from jail has been leaked, as well as the deposition of her friend, of her, if you want to, friends, how many of us have them, Kelsey Nicole, as well as the transcript. I think that a lot of people were, in fact, caught up on the fact of who she was fucking rather than the fact of what happened to her. And I think that that is something that we as a society need to come forward. It is a statistics, I believe it is 8 out of 10 rape cases will never come forward because the victim is scared to share their story. That means that there are 8 out of 10 women that you know who have been raped who've never told their story simply because they are fearful of the repercussions of how they will look. Right. Rather than the fact that an assault and a crime occurred to them. And I think that as a society, we need to take into accountability that when you are wrong, you're wrong. There's no justification. There's no excuse. There is no because I like you. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And I believe that a wrong was
committed. But do you think he did this?
So
what?
American society.
Did you just ask me?
Do you think he did it?
Nigga, yeah.
Clearly. Just let me know when it's my turn to talk, please.
Of course he did it.
So you Jada, you said a lot, right? And in all honesty,
I saw you agreeing to.
I agree, right? I agree.
It is hot.
I agree to what you said based on the fact that if America is an image society, right? And a lot of times, when you're on Instagram or Facebook, any one of these sites, a lot of people just go off what they see and not what they know. And that's a problem, right? Yeah. Because a lot of times we pass judgment based on someone being... You see these cases going on and people are like, oh, I like Gunna or I like Tory Lanez, so I don't care what anyone says. People like Kanye, so they don't care what he says.
Beyonce.
Right? Exactly. Right. So no matter what they do, you don't want to... You idolize these people, so you don't want them to be in the wrong. But when you are in the wrong, you're in the wrong. And I'm coming down on Tory Lanez in many different ways because... ironically, I know people that know Tory Lanez. I know he's been grinding for a very long time, and he's negligent not just for him what he did towards Megan, but in his own career. Bro, you can't be calling on the phone and then saying, I was so drunk I didn't know what's going on. You need to secure your bag at all times.
Thank you.
I'm one of those people that's so paranoid that I don't got no money like that, but when I'm out, I'm so conscious of where I'm at, where I'm going. I can't be a millionaire walking around drunk, not knowing what's going on when liability is so high. Right, and the percentage of people coming for you is so high. So I blame him for that, and I do blame him for his part in the whole situation. And I feel like as a society, we should get out of this whole idea of image and really look who people are and try to do more research on what we're talking about. Because what we do is we judge people from people. Elected JFK because they thought he was cool. We called Bill Clinton the first black president because he played the saxophone. We
smoked a little weed.
Those are the things we go by, and that's how we are making our judgment on internet. And it's wrong. It's wrong. People, when you're wrong, you're wrong.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Your turn, Jazz.
Now I want to say the whole situation was unfortunate, but I do believe there were multiple wrongs here, and it's not just Tory Lanez. Mm-hmm. I cannot respect Meg the Stallion. Although I do feel bad for the situation, but you can't be screaming protect black women when you were fucking your best friend's guy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's
because
let her finish.
The reason I say that is because if this whole situation in the car stemmed from somebody saying that they were caught in this love triangle, right? Emotions happen, shit happens.
All right.
But you can't in one breath talk about protect black women and black women are not protected and black women blah 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 blah. But you were disloyal to your black ass best friend who was a black female. It doesn't work that way. If you're gonna scream from the mountaintops, protect Black women. It has to happen across the board.
So
from beginning
are you saying
to end.
Are you saying she didn't protect her Black?
What I'm saying is there was no
justification of the assault.
I'm not. But that's the thing. I never justified the assault. That's the problem. What I'm saying is everyone was wrong here. That's what I'm saying.
But we're not talking about wrong. We're talking about the crime. There was a crime.
The crime.
You should get shot.
No. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
The crime doesn't occur.
That's not what I'm saying.
But that's not what I'm saying.
That doesn't make sense. That's not true.
The crime doesn't occur. The situation happened. I'm not saying she should have been shot. By no means it should. And I wholeheartedly believe protect Black women. But you can't pick and choose when you want to jump on that side. So you can't, in hindsight, fuck over your best friend.
And want to be protected from being shot?
And no, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if it's protect Black women, it needs to be that all the way across the board. And you should have had some loyalty to your Black ass friend as well.
What about protecting
That's
yourself,
my point.
though? Because
that too.
This is my thing. Like, okay, so the minute I find out you fuck my best friend, like, conversation done. I would have been on my phone calling an Uber. I would have been out of there. I wouldn't even have been a witness.
She tried to get out the car.
You didn't try hard enough because
they went back and got him,
because the car was pulled over at that point.
But they went back and got him. Remember the testimony. One of the witnesses in the car said they left. And Tory wasn't in the car.
They went back. You didn't leave hard enough. You
right. But that was before. But that was even before it was disclosed. So I just want to harp on what you said because I think that is what we're not talking about enough. Wrong is wrong, and of course there was wrongdoing all around. But when we talk about the protection of Black women, we're talking about the protection of Black women as far as crimes, as far as being abused.
That's your interpretation.
No, I'm talking about it as a whole because
then it's a whole.
Me being grimy doesn't equate me being shot. I could be a fucked up.
I didn't say it
grimy,
does.
No, I didn't say that you did. But what you're implying is that she doesn't.
That's not what I said.
No,
that's not what I said. What I said is if you're gonna scream,
my inference. What I'm inferring is that she does not. She's not given protection simply because she did some grimy shit.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. What I said is if you're gonna scream protect Black women, you have to first be the one that understands what you're screaming. Which means you have to be able to protect. You should have protected your best friend's emotions. You wasn't thinking about that shit. So we can't scream protect. Yes, protect Black women from skeezers like Meg Thee Stallion. Because if that was my best friend, I'm putting hands and feet on you, sis.
But that's
Point
okay.
Blank,
But that's a personal issue.
But this stems from a personal issue.
So being a bad friend is not protecting
from a
Black.
personal issue.
And what part does he play in it? Because
I didn't say he wasn't wrong.
So therefore,
I said everyone was wrong. I said that.
I don't think that she was wrong. I think that she was morally wrong. But when it comes to the criminal aspect, when she's sitting behind bars, he's where he needs to be.
Oh yes, I agree.
You know what? You don't get to shoot. And on top of that, that's not even what the hell he was mad over. What he's mad over is because she was talking about his craft. She told him that the only reason you hot is because you want a white boy Jack Harlow's rap. So now you're affronted because of my mouth. And that's in a lot of situations in Black community. Oh, I slapped her because she can't keep her mouth closed. No, keep your hands to yourself.
I agree.
Walk away, my man.
I agree, but that's why I said I feel like everyone was wrong, but there's no accountability for her.
But what would be her accountability?
You was fucking this nigga. This was a whole love triangle, sis.
But
why do you keep saying love triangle? Because I don't know if anyone loved anyone in this situation.
This was a whole messy situation to begin with.
I just feel like no, like my son can fuck whoever he wants to.
Absolutely.
And if he's not in a committed relation,
wait, let him talk.
I don't agree with that. If you my best friend, you hooked me up, you introduced me to this dude, you knew we hooked up. It's grimy. But for me, you can't. For me, you can't scream protect Black women. Who does Meg owes loyalty to her best friend, and she wasn't loyal.
But who does Tory owe loyalty to?
Let me ask you a question.
His damn self.
So why is it a problem if he's fucking?
I didn't say it was a problem for him. It's a problem to me for Meg.
Because last episode I sang like her.
Say there's no physicality involved, right? And I'm pointing to Jack. There is no physicality involved, right? There was no shooting, right? But there's toxic behavior when men emotionally hurt black women. Are we not supposed to protect black women from that as well?
Yes.
So that's what she's getting at.
Right.
She's getting at the emotional damage that
Yes.
comes inside of a relationship. So now you can't say that you want to be protected, but then emotionally I can damage you any way I want to, right? Because I can fuck your friend, I can do it. I'm not saying she should be shot. Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
That shot changed everything. It's hard to come
Me
back.
too.
hold on.
It's like it's certain stuff you can't come back from.
No, of course.
It's not about coming back from it, though.
In no way,
Fucking
shape, or
somebody in
form
bullets
are
two
we
different things.
promoting violence or saying that he was
No.
right? But what I'm trying to say is if we're going to be protecting black women as we want it, and black men as is too, because that's another part of the conversation that we're not having. Because
Right.
we're only protecting black women. Black men need to be protected as well, right? Then we got to be protecting each other from the physicality part of it and the emotional part of it, because we're already so damaged that we don't need no more damage, right? So if we're going to be protecting each other, then we're going to be protecting each other emotionally and physically
Yes.
and mentally. And if we do those things, then we won't even get to the physical
Were they
part.
all single people?
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
was
but
my
that,
problem.
but that doesn't stop
They are.
emotional damage.
I know,
Right.
but I'm just saying.
I agree
like,
with you,
Girl
Jasmine.
code is this.
Girl code,
If I
girl
know
code,
my
girl
best
code.
friend
Absolutely.
is fucking him, he's off limits.
He's
And we
off-
had that
yeah,
conversation,
yeah,
right?
agreed.
He's
I got
off
you.
limits
I
for
listen,
me.
but
You being grimy
For me.
and that's the slippery slope of
That's
it.
what I'm
like,
saying.
you
That's the only
being
thing I'm
grimy,
feeling,
like
yeah.
the law
I'm not
is
saying
the
she
law.
deserves to be shot. I'm
Nah.
not saying that.
But I feel like unfortunately when we say things like that, because I don't get behind anything that she did either. But the slippery slope of saying that she has any accountability in this situation is crazy, because at the end of the day, the law is the line in the sand. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could talk about feelings was hurt, but at the end of the day, he broke the law.
That's
he
facts.
could have killed that girl.
That's what I was
Oh,
gonna
I
say.
agree,
That's the whole
but
different-
I
We be
agree.
saying a whole
But
bunch
that's
of
why
shit.
I
Right,
said.
though.
But that's why I said
Absolutely.
everyone was
And
wrong
people
in
do
my
have to take
opinion.
responsibility
And-
for the shit that they do
Yes,
to other people.
and that's
because
my issue.
You don't get to determine people's reaction.
Exactly. When you
do
fuck them
shit
over.
When you do
to
grimy
them.
shit,
But I
Exactly.
think that we
You know
would
what I
be
mean?
having
Exactly.
this more conversation if we concretely knew that maybe the girl was the shooter. Then we could be saying, you know what, damn, I could see why she kind of pulled that gun because X, Y, and Z. What was your reason for shooting her? Your reason for shooting her wasn't because you was fucking her best
So,
friend.
but let me
Because
ask you-
you're the one who brought it to
but
you're
that's-
the one
but
who brought it
that's
to the
my point.
forefront.
My
The next
point
morning
is-
bothers me.
Yeah.
Because if I was the
Let's
girl
say that.
who I just found out my best friend banged you, and you just shot her, the whole purpose of that phone call was not to apologize. To me, the purpose of that phone call was call my security so I get the fuck out of here.
Manipulation.
Like, to me, it's like, she also has a lot of accountability. Like, I'm not even sure
friend you
what
talking
part she
about?
played in it.
Kelsey?
But
Yes,
that's why I
because
said
I agree.
everyone
She was
is
still ready to help
wrong.
him.
That's the
Everyone played on
knowing
their
that you
part.
just fucked my best friend.
There's
Yeah,
there has to
you
be
can sit there.
accountability for
Is that
everyone
why
and
you
the
calling
part
me?
they
Oh.
played.
But no, she took
Why
the
are you
call.
accepting the
That
charges?
call, that's absolutely.
Because I would have banged it on.
Do you think he had intention to shoot her?
I don't even want to play that
I don't
game.
think so.
You
I
know
don't
why I
think
want to
so.
play that game?
Because
Gun
he
Not
came
gonna
out,
shot
somebody
her.
got shot.
He
I don't
could have
think
shot
so.
her. That could have.
I don't think so, 'cause
Listen,
Sean got
somebody
shot
got
on
killed. Listen,
Right.
somebody who I
People
know
can't-
got
people
killed
can't
on
aim,
Christmas
And it was
Day.
Friday.
And the first thing they were saying was, well, do you think that it meant to happen? It doesn't matter what you
Yeah,
think
that
meant to
part.
happen. It
Yeah.
happened. Once somebody is shot, you can't. Once a bullet discharges and it hits someone, you can't now go and say, you know what, officer, I really didn't mean to kill her. That's why it's a lot of people in 48 hours, right? Because
Well,
they
no,
didn't
that's
mean to
not
do what
true.
they do.
That's
I mean,
not
it
true.
is
Because
different
there
degrees,
is
yeah,
something.
yeah.
There
It's
is
degrees,
something
it's
that's called
degrees.
friendly gunfire, which that accidentally happened because that happened in a T-Mobile store a couple years ago when the cops came in and one of the cops got shot and it was a cop that shot him.
That's
It was
an
friendly
accident.
gunfire. It was an accident.
That's they call
So
it
that
friendly.
right. So that does happen.
But that's yeah.
I agree with you. Again, that's why I said everyone is wrong. I don't and my whole thing with my comment, again, I'm not justifying Tory Lanez at all. I'm a fan of his, but I'm not justifying him in this situation. My thing is everybody played a part. And everybody should be held accountable. Not jail
For their
time,
part, for their part.
but for their part in it. To
But
where
how do we hold Megan accountable?
That's what I'm confused
because my
about.
thing is this, sis, you was grimy. Kelsey was, or whatever her friend's
think she
name
got
is, was
time
trying.
served for
I
being
think
accountable.
Kelsey, whatever her name is, she took some money from Tory. She was trying to
definitely
hide it.
did.
That's why she got on the stand and pled the fifth, right? Because then shit got messy. Because if she would have opened her mouth, this would have been an open and closed situation.
right, yeah.
So where it was like, well, damn, what happened? And then you had an eyewitness, and then the female DNA on the catalog of the gun and all of this other stuff. It was too many parts. That's my point. Everybody played a part. That's all I'm trying to say is, yes, is Tory the villain here? Yes. I'm not saying Meg is a villain, but I am saying she should be held accountable for her part to where this all started
the accountability, right. That's what I want to know. What does that look like?
What it looks like for me is you were fucking shorty. Shit got heated in that car because everybody was drunk, right? And we all know how people get when they get drunk. Nigga, it's liquid courage. Let's be for real.
My point is, what would be her accountability?
Exactly.
The accountability.
She's getting it now.
The accountability would be you slept with homie, right? And he was fucking with shorty. And then y'all got, that's how the argument started. It didn't start just because she started talking about his career. That's not how it started.
Well, no, that is how it started. That's what
No,
Jasmine
it's
said.
not.
If you listen to it to the day, they started arguing because first he was in the house. He was talking with Kylie. She got salty.
Right.
He comes out. Now they're arguing about that. They start going back and forth about careers. She gets below the belt. He said, well, since you talking, why you ain't tell your friend that we fucking?
Yes, but what I'm saying is...
it wasn't like it went straight to that.
But the issue with... The issue with Kylie, it was only an issue because she was fucking him.
Agreed.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I mean about accountability.
Okay.
Since you was drunk and you was emotional. All of this could have been avoided when your hairstylist said, I think we should go. Because you're getting out of control. Everybody has to be accountable. That's my only point here. Tory is not and I'm not going to say he's not a villain. Yes, he's wrong. But everybody was accountable that night.
I think social media is holding everybody accountable. They definitely held Meg accountable. They definitely did. She got shot. She could be a grimy bitch or whatever at the end of the day, but people tore that girl to pieces.
As they should.
My whole thing is like, how does holding her accountable look? Because I feel like it looks like us talking crazy about her right now. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think I'm talking crazy. Like I said.
Let me not say crazy because I feel exactly like I already told you. I was like, yeah, that's wow. Like, I'm just disappointed. Like,
I am too. I agree. I think.
I agree.
How are you disappointed? How are you disappointed?
I'm disappointed because
she's hot girl summer.
She can do what she wants to do with her body. She's sexually free.
I'm disappointed because at the point that you saw him trying to holler at Kylie in that party, like I don't know how.
Why you even want to leave? She was young. She's young. And I think that needs to be taken into effect.
Because everybody's moral standard isn't the same.
There you go.
Yeah. Everybody's moral standard isn't the same.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You have rappers that they share the same broad, right? Everybody's smashing the same girl. Megan is one of those chicks that a lot of the rappers have smashed, right? So she's thinking hot girl summer. She's thinking I'm sexually free to do what I want to do.
Not with your best friend,
But our moral code, we're judging her by our moral code. We don't know what her moral code is, right? So her moral code is different. By our standards, she's accountable, right?
I don't think she's accountable, but I think that I agree with Dahra. What Dahra said.
She grimy.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I think she has a different moral code.
I think I agree with Dahra.
She doesn't deserve to get shot, though.
Why is Tory not grimy first? First of all,
of course he is.
Agreed.
Oh yeah, he's fucked up.
Let Jazie talk.
Eat your food.
First of all, SMS short man syndrome.
It's real. It's real.
Beyond real.
He's a great elite singer, right?
Yeah.
Hip hop artist. He's a great hip hop artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if he had the opportunity to clap two girls and they agree with it, he's cool with it. So on that end, he feels good. Now we have Megan, right? Megan was struggling with her rap career. She was going through a situation with Jay Prince. She was. So as an opportunist, she said, you know what? Let me mess with Tory Lanez because he's the hottest thing smoking. Let me mess with him.
He wasn't though.
I disagree.
No, he was.
I definitely disagree.
Keep going.
He was hot.
Keep going.
Because he had. Hold on, wait.
Tory
Lanez is trash.
Hold on, wait.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Wait.
He had a hit every year.
Hold on, wait. Listen.
Hold on.
He was hotter than Money Bag Yo.
Wait, listen. At that point, Tory was the hottest thing in this. Listen to me. In the summertime, when he had the quarantine radio, when nobody can go outside, he was the hottest person on the internet. And she got on his thing. She got on his live and was twerking.
When she got COVID, That's when Meg started fucking with him.
right.
So like you said, sis is an opportunist.
Right. So look. So
Wait, let's listen. Listen.
He was the hottest thing on the internet. You remember what was going on the internet? It was his lives.
Demon time, we know.
Yeah, it was his lives, and it was verses online.
Don't forget about my boy Boosie.
So at that time, he had hundreds of thousands of people watching. Why not get to the next to the hottest thing?
No,
Now, don't forget. Now, I don't want to cut you off. We are still on the hills of TikTok, and I'm a savage. Stop it. I'm gonna need y'all to please put some respect on her name.
No, she was.
I'm gonna need y'all to please. I'm going back to you.
Let my man eat his food.
on her own name.
Right, but I'm just saying. I just want to.
Yeah, let him eat his food. Let him eat his food.
Go ahead,
Eat your food. Eat your food.
She was with money back, yo.
That's true.
Like I said, it just goes to show you, like, even before these people was born, it all goes back to trauma. Because now Tory Lanez feels like he has to prove a point. So you know what? I want to feel taller than I really am. So let me get now. Real talk. I'm gonna have sex with these two girls and be in the same vicinity as them, and it'll all be good. Now we have Megan Thee Stallion being an opportunist, messing with him, and knowing that Tory Lanez was messing with her friend. Didn't Kelsey?
She introduced him.
She introduced him.
Yes.
Now we have now as you see to the jail call. Now you see Kelsey trying to take up for Tory Lanez.
Yes.
Answering this call. They're
Everybody's
all wrong because
wrong.
she feels she should hold him down. Unfortunately, at that time, she shouldn't. Because you clapped my friend.
So why?
You're dumb.
Why was she the one to be like for him to say, "Yo, can you make sure you get me out of jail"?
Because she's insecure. She's nobody.
That's
why.
Hold on. When
That's
you're in jail,
why.
you got to think about whose number do I know by heart.
Facts.
But he don't know her nothing about her
Facts.
because they ain't been together that long. No.
Well,
She's insecure.
He called it.
And she's nobody.
I have been around niggas who are in jail who know you do something. Who do you
Word.
call when
Yeah,
you
you
know
know who
that
to call.
you did something
He knew
wrong?
she was a sucker.
You hit the friend.
That's
You
the
know
sucker.
their number
The
by
sucker.
heart.
He know the sucker number. You always know the sucker number.
Listen, I gotta keep her close. I need you not to tell. Of course I'm going to call you and talk to you. And you are and also you are not the celeb. I keep you in the loop to make you feel important and to make you feel like I'm your ally. I need you to be my ally. I also need you to patch this up because you're her friend.
But it worked. Shorty got on the stand and pled the fifth. She said
damn sure
nothing.
did. Well, no,
it worked.
It did. He paid the shit out of her.
Right.
Too. I ain't
It
gonna-
worked.
Well, it didn't work on his behalf because he needed a refund.
Right. Well, he got convicted, but what I'm saying is it could have probably gone way worse if she would have opened her mouth. You know,
Absolutely,
and you knew it was some shit when the judge offers you immunity and you still don't say
Prosecutors,
nothing.
yeah.
It's some wild shit.
Moral of the story: stop playing with these women's emotions.
Hello. Come on. Come on,
Between
somebody.
love and hate.
My God and Zion. My God.
Kelsey one thing, and he's telling
That
you
line
everything.
between love and hate.
You don't know what he's telling
Hold
you.
up, money. Hold up.
Then lie
All this,
between
woo,
love and hate.
I don't want to hear it. You know why I don't want to hear it? You know why I don't want to hear it? Because these women, they sign up for this. You know how they sign up
I
for
don't
this?
give a fuck
Hold
what I
on.
signed up for.
You know how they
That's
sign
true,
up for this?
too.
Because when
That's
these
true,
dudes got the bag, they allow them to do anything they want them to do.
That's
the
a
Diddy's,
fact.
the Nick Cannons of the world, all the Tory
Because
Lanez
a
of the
nigga
world.
with some money, I bet you'll heal faster than Wolverine.
But the problem was this bitch had her own money. It fucked up Tory.
No, you know,
She had her own
But
money.
sometimes it ain't just about that though. Like,
and there's another
wait,
thing
she had
too.
360 there.
And there's another thing too. There's another thing about this standard. The standards that apply to men do not apply to women.
That's a
telling
fact.
you that.
There are double standards and they exist.
So when you are a man and you smashing everybody, when you a woman and you do it, you're gonna be considered a slut.
And
That's
it's
just what it
horrible.
is, right?
It is, yeah.
So when the internet comes down on Meg Thee Stallion for her behavior, that's just what the way of the world. The same people that are coming down on Meg Thee Stallion for being a slut and sleeping around with all these dudes and getting it all messy are the same ones that are saying, "Go, Carisha, get that bag from Diddy." So we can't say that you're coming down.
A lot of
At-
people.
All the city girls.
7,000 points.
Yeah, we
You don't be able to
And
face
the reality, let's be for real. We all know that Carisha and Diddy was staged, right? That's some publicity shit.
We gonna get to that.
But sis got to her bag, but that's just it. This new society is all about getting to the bag. It's all about getting to the bag.
You don't think he was knocking it down? You don't think he was knocking it down?
He just had a whole baby, bro.
But
Since
what they
we're
gotta do with him
standing up
knocking
at
her
an
down?
award
What
show
they gotta
in
do
a
with him?
gown, she wasn't even sitting with that
What
nigga.
they gotta do
with
with
a
him
whole
knocking her down?
sign.
Go, Poppy.
What they gotta do with him knocking her down?
Because it wasn't about him knocking her down, nigga. You're paying me. This is new form prostitution. Let's be for
What are you
real.
talking about?
He furthered
Everybody's paid.
He
Rich people pay everybody.
He furthered her career. He furthered her
Who was he
career.
not paying?
So
Who
that's
was he
what I'm
not paying?
trying
He's
to
paying
say.
everybody.
We getting on
That's
topic.
my point.
That's
my
gonna be the
point.
next one.
Okay.
I just want to say this,
Everybody's
and then
getting
we're gonna get off of
All
Tory
right,
Lanez.
we're gonna have our last remarks about this.
All right,
Go
I
ahead.
just want to say this. When we talk about everything that transpired of that whole case, and this is the part that when you like what you was talking about earlier, Hollywood, about how the media can be manipulated. One of the main things that make me feel the way about Tory Lanez is how hard he was going, saying that girl was never shot, knowing the whole time, whether you shot her or not, my man, you knew she was shot, and you perpetrated this narrative that it was glass and that she was never shot and that you don't even. And it became this whole conspiracy theory. And then now for it to come out that not only was she shot, not only did she get surgery, you were like, I feel like when we look at this, and this is something that needs to be perpetrated across the board, we as people have to stop choosing just because we like someone or because we think that they're hot or what they do or what they say, that takes away from the fact that they really could be the evil that we know them to be.
Now, I agree, but I will also say perspective is a motherfucker. Because I could pinch you, and to me, I pinched you, but to you, I fucked you up.
You did.
Right, but it's about perspective.
That
So, and not to justify it, because again, I think the whole situation was messed up. But in his mind, we don't know what he really thought happened because everybody was intoxicated. You ever had a drunk night?
Step on no goddamn glass.
I understand. No. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is
his first time shooting.
Perspective
Perspective
perspective is a big thing here, right? Because again, I could do something to you, and in your mind, it went way left. And if everybody was intoxicated, I get it. I'm not justifying it, not by any means. And I agree with you. To where it's like he dead was like, I know the way he was walking out the court was like, I ain't guilty, ain't nothing happening to me. And I think everybody was kind of stumped because the case was it had more holes. The stories had more holes than the Swiss cheese. Like, bro, everybody had a hole in their story. Every single person came up where their story became shaky at some point during the trial, right? But I agree with you to where you have to get to that point sometimes where if you believe a lie, you gonna ride with the lie. I'm a ride. Nah, it wasn't me. I ain't do it.
But then you got to see how many things he had to protect, right? So he's not an American citizen. He's getting deported,
right?
And he has the possession of firearm, right? He's an independent. He's a parole. He has kids here, right? He's an independent artist, right?
Yes.
He's trying to secure his bag. So how you got to stick with your story. You have a story now. You got to run with it, right? I'm not saying he's right, but in that case,
but I get it.
In that case,
all things he knew before he discharged that fire.
Absolutely. So that's why. So now we backtrack. So we backtrack to my initial comment, right? When I said I'm blaming him because being an artist, being a person with influence, being a person with that huge of a platform, you can't be out here drunk and wasted and not know what's going on.
With two black bitches.
Thank you. That
How many
part.
girls in the hood look way better than making this style?
That part. That part.
If you're gonna go down for a legend, fam.
Why does it always come down to how somebody looks?
Because that's what it's about.
That's important.
It's not.
It is.
You causing all this ruckus.
To men,
you
it
causing all
is.
this trouble, and when I go back, you're trash.
But when you go back, he has on a drawn-on hair. He has on a drawn-on here.
Guys,
He has on drawn-on here. Seriously. No.
Dahra, finish what you're saying. Go ahead.
So it's like if we go with that, that means depending upon how men rate you, it's determines how
You get treated?
Yeah, like
It's
not
true,
even
though.
treated, but even in this case, it's like if you're ugly, the law should definitely not apply to you.
And hold on, and it just.
I mean, it is pretty privileged.
Wait, I want to hear it.
So the better you look is the more you shouldn't have gotten shit.
It's more honorable. I'm not robbing a grocery store.
Let's hear it.
I'm robbing Bank of America.
Let's hear it.
Wait, so now listen, like to go back when you was on the show, right? And you said she was messing with Ben Simmons. You're gonna go for Tory Lanez. So his status and his what he does
Take the gill. Take the gill. Okay.
was more important. So why does it have to go to someone's status?
No. What I said, the Ben Simmons statement was me looking at it from the point of view of a woman. Like, how do you go from Ben Simmons to Tory Lanez?
Brad.
Like,
Nigga, Tory Lanez is more talented than Ben Simmons.
the point I was making to me,
But Ben Simmons
Simmons
was
got way more
financially
money.
right. He was
but the point
financially
I
more
was making
stable.
at that point in time was
And
this
taller.
girl doesn't have her type is bread. Like that was
Bread.
the point I was
Yeah,
making.
it's bread.
Because you don't date a guy
Or
like
fame.
Simmons,
Yeah, fame.
and then go
Fame.
date a guy like Tory Lanez. I'm sorry, you just don't.
They do though, and they do
Right,
it all the
'Cause
time.
Look at
But
Diddy. You don't
women
go from a
in
Kim
general.
Porter to a Carisha.
Yeah,
But you go from a Cassie to a Carisha though, because he likes young women that he can manipulate to do what the fuck
Absolutely.
he wants.
But
That's what you do.
Absolutely.
Because he
So
damn sure
that's
stopped
all
dating
women
Kim when she got past a certain age.
Does he like women that he likes to manipulate, or women like to get manipulated by him?
Women like to get paid and they don't mind the
I think
manipulation.
it's
Because-
a double-edged sword
because-
to where I know I can further my career and I really don't give a fuck because I'm not invested
Until you
in
start
it.
giving a
So
fuck.
who's at fault here? Is it Diddy for having the bread to do what he wants to do, or for you for compromising yourself based on bread?
I'm gonna go with you.
Well-
Because I know there should be certain things that you won't do based on money.
Absolutely.
I
right?
agree. But
Go
we
ahead.
don't. But unfortunately, we don't live in that society.
Not in the black community.
We don't live in that society.
So
Everything
have
comes
money.
with a price with us.
The right price.
Everything.
Whoa, Shatek.